Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scout Sports One. We'll call it a early late games post game show and Sunday night football update show. And I'm sorry I wasn't able to do a pregame show for week 3. You will get one next week for week 4. I will still, uh, but before I give you a rundown of today's games, including the Browns game, here is today's trivia question. I'll just give it to you anyway. Which Cleveland Browns player led the team in scoring in 2003? And I will have the answer a little bit later on the podcast. Well, the Browns, uh, well, there is one play that works better than all the others for the New York Giants. Throw the ball anywhere in the vicinity of Malik Neighbors. The rookie wide receiver caught 2 touchdown passes from Daniel Jones and made a sensational grab over a defender down the sideline and even broke up a potential interception as New York held off our Cleveland Browns 21-15 for its first win of the season. Jones and Neighbors connected twice in the first half as the Giants built, or now 1-2, with a 21-7 lead before holding on for dear life. A lot of trust in him going up and getting the ball, said Jones, who completed 24 of 34 passes for 236 yards as New York shook off a loss and Washington that prompted a week of criticism toward coach Brian DeBall. It wasn't easy. Uh, Despite losing 3 offensive linemen to injuries, Deshaun Watson rallied the Browns, who have fallen to 1-2, and Cleveland had 3 chances to take the lead in the fourth quarter, but the Giants just recovered a fumble and stopped the Browns twice on downs. And the Giants were hardly perfect. They fumbled the opening kickoff and fell behind 7-0 in the first 11 seconds. A newly signed kicker, Greg Joseph, missed a 48-yard field goal that could have helped ice the game. Just a normal NFL game, DeBall said with a straight face. Neighbors is anything but normal. One of the Giants' only bright spots through 2 games. The first round pick shined again with 8 catches for 78 yards, including an incredible grab in the corner of the end zone for his first touchdown. And after 21 years and 56 days, he also became the youngest wide receiver in NFL history to have 2 TD receptions. Neighbors said Jones gave him specific instructions on the plays in which he was targeted. He said, "It's you or nobody," Neighbors said. And late in the first half, Neighbors snatched the ball away from Browns quarterback Martin Emerson Jr. for a 28-yard reception. One hell of a catch, DeBall said. When you have a guy like that, it doesn't really matter the matchup. Throw the ball up to him and trust him. He is going to get it. A few plays later, Neighbors scored on a 3-yard pass from Jones with his leaping, twisting grab in the back of the end zone. Neighbors smiled when asked if he had it at all, had it all the way. I seen where it was going, and I was like, "Oh, neighbor said." While these catches were noteworthy, the ball said Neighbor's biggest play was breaking up an ill-advised pass by Jones that Cleveland nearly intercepted in Giants territory. For him to have to have the awareness to knock the ball down, the play says more to me about Malik than some plays, some of than some of the other things, the boss said. Everyone can see the touchdowns, but the unselfish play, the smart play he made was huge. The Giants' defensive front did its job sacking Watson 8 times as the Browns had their second poor performance at home in 3 weeks, and some major injuries piled up. Cleveland starting left tackle Jedrick Wills Jr. had a knee injury, and right guard Wyatt Teller had a knee injury, who were hurt along with backup tackle James Hudson, the third that forced Coach Kevin Stefanski to shuffle his line in front of Watson, who went 21 of 37 for 197 yards and 2 TDs. More troubling All-Pro defensive end Myles Garrett may have aggravated injuries to his feet by playing. He was set to undergo an MRI on Monday, and a significant injury to Garrett could alter Cleveland's season. Boy, I was really hoping that wasn't going to happen, but because I am pushing for the Browns to get back to the playoffs this year, and I think we all are. A whole lot of things going on. Garrett said when asked about his feet. It's part of the game. I'm not going to make excuses. Excuses don't win this game. Other than the fumble on the opening kickoff, the Giants dominated the first half. Jones was nearly perfect, completing 17 of 19 passes, 12 in a row at one point. Jones was nearly perfect, completing uh, 17 and 19 passes, 12 in a row at one point. New York's defense kept the pressure on Watson, sacking him 4 times with Brian Burns stripping Cleveland's QB to set up Jones' second TD strike to Neighbors with 11 seconds left in the half to put the Giants ahead 21-7. Giants cornerback Drew Phillips had a calf injury and went out in the first half, and cornerback Adrian Jackson had a calf injury, got hurt in the third quarter. Inside linebacker Micah McFadden had a back injury and went off early in the fourth. Wide receiver Darius Slayton had a thumb injury and also was hurt in the second half. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski said all 3 linemen have imagining tests. Hooper was slow getting up on Cleveland's second to last play, but said he was fine. Well, the Giants have just a few days, and they host the Dallas Cowboys on Thursday Night Football and will look to go to 3-1. And the Browns have Las Vegas next Sunday. And boys, we got to even up our record at 2-2. We cannot go to 1-3 to say the least. But I have to give the game balls to the Giants. But I'll tell you, Watson was 21 of 37, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jerome Ford, 37 yards, 10 attempts. And Amari Cooper, 7 receptions, 86 yards, 2 touchdowns. But the game balls go to the Giants. Daniel Jones, 24 of 34, carries and attempts, 236 yards, 2 touchdowns. Devon Singletary, 16 attempts, 65 yards, 1 touchdown. And Malik Neighbors, 8 receptions, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. So, and we will get to the rest of the games in just a moment. Right now, I want to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 Week 3 NFL Trivia question. Which Cleveland Browns player led the game in team scoring in 2003? If you said Phil Dawson, you are correct. Phil Dawson was the Cleveland Browns player who led the team in scoring in 2003. He was the team's kicker and was known for his accuracy and consistency in making field goals and extra points. Dawson was a reliable scorer for the Browns throughout his career, and in 2003, he had a successful season, contributing significantly his performance at the team's as the team's leading scorer made him a valuable asset. I have another trivia question on my next podcast, which will be tomorrow night on my Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football pregame show. So stay tuned for that. And the reason why I did that trivia question this year is because this week, excuse me, is because Cleveland Browns greats Phil Dawson and the voice of the Browns, Jim Donovan, were honored at halftime and inducted to the 2024 class of Cleveland Browns Legends, which honors Cleveland's all-time greats. So I wanted to make you aware of that. It was a very nice ceremony at halftime. Now we're going to get to the rest of them. And I took the Browns for that one and lost. And I have, so I was right now. I'm 8-8, 5-7 on my picks right now. But I lost on that one, Cleveland. The Indianapolis Colts beat the Chicago Bears 21-16. And in Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. And I took the Bears and I lost. My brother-in-law took the Colts. He also took the Browns for the other game and lost. He is 3-10 right now. So he's taking a bloodbath on the picks this week. The Minnesota Vikings beat the Houston Texans, walloped them 34-7 at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And boy, Minnesota had this one in hand from the get-go. I took Minnesota, and so did my brother-in-law took the Texans. He lost on that one. I won on that one. And the Philadelphia Eagles beat the New Orleans Saints 15-12 at Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. I took New Orleans and lost, and so did my brother-in-law. The Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Los Angeles Chargers to go to 3-0 on the season and remain in sole possession of first place in the AFC North, 20-10. I took Pittsburgh and won. My brother-in-law took the Chargers and lost. The Denver Broncos beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 26-7, walloped them. I took Tampa Bay. My brother-in-law took the Bucks. We both lost on that one. The Green Bay Packers beat the Tennessee Titans at Nissan Stadium 30-14. I took Green Bay and won. My brother-in-law Eric Hoyle took the Titans and lost on that one. And in the late games today, late afternoon ones, the Carolina Panthers, in a surprise win, beat the Las Vegas Raiders 36-22. I took the Raiders and lost. So did my brother-in-law. He took the Raiders and lost. The Miami Dolphins walloped the Seattle Seahawks, walloped the Miami Dolphins 24-3. And Tua Tagovailoa did not play in that game. And I took Seattle and won. My brother-in-law took the Dolphins and lost. The Detroit Lions beat the Arizona Cardinals 20-13. I took the Lions and won. So did my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle. And the Baltimore Ravens got their first win of the season. Dallas was down 28-6 at halftime, but came back. But it was not enough as Baltimore got their first win of the season. And they go to 1-3 to 1-2. Dallas falls to 1-2. And that was 28-25. And the LA Rams beat the San Francisco 49ers at home to get their first win of the season, 27-24. And I took the 49ers, and so did my brother-in-law. Oh, and my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle took the Rams and won in that one. So, and he took the Falcons, and I've got the Chiefs for tomorrow night's game. And I have Buffalo to win tomorrow night against Jacksonville and Cincinnati. So does my brother-in-law took the Jaguars, and he took the Bengals and Commanders for for tomorrow's Monday night games. And right now, I'm going to give you an update on our Sunday Night Football update show, we'll call it. Besides early late games post game show. Uh, right now it's second quarter, 2:43 to go, and the Chiefs are about to kick off. It's 14-10 Atlanta. Uh, and it's a kickoff for them. And I'm gonna let you know what we're where they're at so far, what has happened so far. I'm gonna first quarter. The Falcons scored their first touchdown of the game. It was Kirk Cousins pass short to Landon for the 14-yard touchdown, and uh, Kuz's extra point is good, and it was 7-0 Falcons. Then the Kansas City Chiefs had an interception. Patrick Mahomes passed short right, intended for Nate Gray, intercepted by Simmons at the Atlanta 4. At Atlanta for -1, it was a touchback. And then the Falcons went 3-0 at the point after going 5 plays and 13 yards. 7-0 Falcons at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, the Chiefs scored their first touchdown of the game. Patrick Mahomes passed short left Rashee Rice for the 13-yard touchdown. Butker's extra point is good, and it was 7-7. Then the Falcons scored their first touchdown of the game. Robinson left tackle for the 1-yard touchdown. Cruz extra point is good. It was 14-7. The Chiefs tried to score a touchdown. They got into field goal range, and Butker kicked a 53-yard field goal, and it was good. And it's 14-10 in the current drive. Butker kicks from the 65 yards from the KC 35 to the end zone, touchback to the Atlanta 30, and that's basically where we stand right now. So we'll see if KC can get the win, or will Atlanta hold on and they get the win. Let's see if will KC remain undefeated, go 3-0, or will Atlanta fall to 1-2? I will let you know. That's just about going to wrap it up for the Scout Sports 101. Uh, Browns NFL early games, late games, post game show, and the Sunday Night Football update show. I'll be back with the Sunday Night Football post game show once the game between the Falcons and Chiefs has concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day and every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.